If you're catching us on YouTube, we'll be on shortly. Just got to get Facebook to follow through with everything else. And I think we are. I think we're live on Facebook, hopefully. Better double check. I think we are live. Sweet. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to our Monday night show. This ain't no ordinary show. That's right. It is the Northwest Arkansas BMX Podcast 1 year anniversary special show number 33. 33 seemed like the lucky number. You got Crew Jones from Rad. So, like every show, first and foremost, want to give a good shout out to all of our big supporters of our show throughout the year. Of course, coming from California, from the Hack Shack and Porta Potty 6. And you can't forget the District Mom, the Beer Budget BMX Podcast over there with the Thunder Midget, Rick Carter, and Mike Melvin out of Minnesota. Doing up for the Wednesday night shows and Friday night shows. It is the All Things BMX crew with Justin Tompkins, Chris Beers, and Helena Bose. And out of Eastern Texas, doing up for the Free Up Storage crew, we got Going Rogue BMX Podcast with Donnell, and Dan. Oh, yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Gotta get back to my nose, man. Man, it's been a week since I've done this, and I can't figure this out. And, of course, out of Tulsa. And of course, the team that I ride for from J Oaks, the BMX Breakthrough Crew. Of course, you can't forget the best team here in Northwest Arkansas, AOS Squared. Of course, you got Charles Bierman, Cord Bierman, and all the Strecker guys. Woo! Can't forget the Jones Center for Families, Runway Bike Park, all the cool facilities that you need for perfect training. They got it from ice skating to swimming to the pump track here at the Runway Bike Park. Then, my local track coming soon. hopefully coming soon. The NWA BMX got a little something going on tomorrow, so hopefully it turns out all right. Of course, the show sponsor, the ones that helped us this year. They started this year. We've been coordinating back and forth what events we're going to be doing together, and that was Feed the Flock 365. If you live in Northwest in Arkansas in general, and you have an event, you're looking for a food vendor, check them out, Facebook, Instagram. Tell them Arthur sent you. Oh, man. What is up, everybody in the chat? Woo! Man. Hey, I've been off of this show for like 1 week, and I'm starting to forget things, man. Man, what an amazing show this is going to be. Got to be a banger. We had a show, a double feature show Thursday night. I mean, not Thursday night, but Friday night with, of course, All Things BMX with Justin Tompkins, Elena Bose. And then following that, we had a pop-up beer budget show on a Friday night. It's been a while since we had one of those, but man, the topics they had on those shows, fantastic. And then turn around to have the beer budget show Sunday night special. Man, of course, you had Justin Tompkins tuning in. You had Hollywood Mike Miranda from Dirty Knobs. Man. And of course, the events going on up there. Holy cow. I wish I was up in these old school events, but I got Coop Fest. That's the only thing around here. Man, what is up, Dan? What is up? Beer Budget BMX. What's up, Rick? Donnell. Oh, what is up? What is up, Justin Tompkins? Man, like I said, we got a banger show for you tonight. We got some special guests calling in tonight from a couple of BMX podcasts. Man, yeah, we have a couple of cool things going on. Before we get into our call-ins, I know I said 6. Was that? I know I said like 6:10, but I'm gonna run through this real quick and then let the call-ins come in. Of course, if you didn't see the description down below, today is our 1-year anniversary of this podcast. And of course, I started from the bottom and now I'm here. Just like the other podcasts like Beer Budget. I was introduced to Rick Carter with the Beer Budget show. Got to do a lot of cool things with him. Of course, got introduced to All Things BMX with Justin Tompkins. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on. Man, our first show was at the Max Heatwave Side Hack Series last year, the very first qualifier. And, that was kind of cool because, like, the Tuesday before, I got to do, like, a Tuesday Side Hack ride-along. Just talking about the Side Hack race. And then we had our show that Sunday. So, yeah, it was kind of cool. A big shout out to all of our call-ins, special guests across the entire year of us doing the podcast. You have Charles, the Root Beerman, Andy Stracker, David Ramey. You had Rick Carter, James Stevenson. Of course, we've done a few call-ins to other shows. All Things BMX. We did a live out there from Coop Fest this year. And of course, like, it was kind of cool to see this podcast start because, like, was that 2020 during COVID? I know that's when every single BMX podcast started. I started my own podcast, Cupcakes BMX Corner. Don't ask me about the name. Track operator down in Central Arkansas used to call me Cupcake, and I just like, hey, let's do that. I watched Chris's Carpool and Chris's Corner, A lot of BMX podcasts got their inspiration from that show that Chris Allen down in DeSoto BMX did. Of course, I have to give a big shout out to this guy because he's been a VIP in the Side Hack series the last couple of years. He's been one of my mentors. He's been one of my buddies on my former team. Give a big shout out to Ed Williams. He used to do these talks on like at least once a week, and it got me going to where okay, I'm going to do this for Cupcakes BMX Corner. It lasted about 2.5 years, and it kind of died off because I lost interest with it because it wasn't really going nowhere. So last year I decided, hey, I enjoy watching Beer Budget. I enjoy watching all things BMX. I think it's time for like a show to come in to the Mid South, and I thought that would be pretty cool. So, with all that being said, I think it is time for our first call in. And you guys all know him. Like I said, you guys all know him. He'll be calling any second. But like I said, I am very happy to be a part of this. Oh, the hotline is on. Northwest Arkansas BMX Podcast. You are on the hotline.
Congratulations, my friend.
Oh, Justin Tompkins from the All Things BMX crew.
Thanks for having me on, Arthur. And before we talk about anything, I really am going to hijack this for a second and tell you what an incredible year you've had with your show. And from all of us over here at the All Things BMX, we're extremely proud of what you've built. The passion that you bring for BMX week after week is incredible, because what people don't see behind the scenes with these live stream shows and the podcasts and the social media sites is really the hours that's put in before we get in front of people, and watch the impact that you've made on your friends, your people, your area, your sport. And especially proud of how you continue to shine each and every show, every week, every hour on your Side Hack Racing. It's really a part of BMX I'm learning right now, kind of diving headfirst into this vintage world that really needs to be kept alive. And you show how easy and contagious the Side Hack Racing can become. You've heard me say it numerous times. I can't wait to get one, but I need 3. So I got 2 friends. So actually, I have 4 friends or 5 friends that actually know how fun it is. And most importantly, dude, you're just a really rad guy. Super hardworking. You represent in BMX in the right way, and you make it fun to look forward to Mondays, which isn't an easy thing to do for many people. So congratulations on an amazing first year, and many, many, many more years, and many more great episodes, more laughs. And I promise I will continue to make sure that I am trash talking in the chat with no pants on.
Yeah, man. You're making me laugh each and every show. You pop in on the chat, Yeah, it's been an incredible year, and it's a huge thanks to you, All Things BMX, Rick. Like I said early in the show, like a lot of us got our inspiration for the BMX podcast through like Chris's Corner or Chris's Carpool, and getting to watch that, and then like 2 years ago, before I even came up with this idea of bringing my podcast back. I watched you guys in the Mixed Open show at a campground just a couple hours north of here. And I was like, oh man, that's kind of cool. Then I got to see you guys do that at Grands, and I was like, man, that'd be really cool to bring back.
It was awesome to have you on at Grands on our mixed of our kind of our traditional Grands mixed open show, and I really look forward to someday meeting you in person.
Man, that'd be awesome. I mean, we got to have like a podcast mixed open show live from Grands. No webcast.
How about we skip a Grands and we get to one of these just killer vintage get-togethers that everyone's doing? I'd be down for that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I meant like I I tuned in Friday night, listened to you guys, and all of a sudden I turned around and I see Beer Budget live. But like, it was really cool to tune in to you guys Friday night, and you guys were talking about the vintage event up there in Michigan, and
Mhm.
and of course, like Hollywood Mike Miranda was in town, so I knew it was going to be a big event. So like, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, speaking of some legends here about these vintage shows, Mike Miranda just chimed in the chat and said, we could get a mixed open show going on at Dirty Fest, and I would definitely be down for that.
Ooh, that would be a banger.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we had the 40th anniversary of my home track, Richfield Park BMX. It's the world's only rock and roll BMX track. It was this past weekend, which coincided with this little movie we all know called Rad. And what started out as these crazy harebrained ideas with my friends Paul, the pulverizer Remington, who is he's when we started our show, he helped me figure out the audio parts and things like that of the show. He's their announcer out there, and he does a little bit of everything along with Austin Kelly, who's their former TO. He's still on the board. He's handling the transition to the new TO, Holly. He'll stick around. He can't leave. But we cooked up this idea for this birthday party anniversary thing, and started with them getting a hold of Bill Allen, and the track, paid, had Bill Allen all set up to come out. And I pitched to Austin one day. We were going on a mountain bike ride, like, hey, dude, let's see if Hollywood will come out. So we just called him. And it was about a 2-minute, maybe 3-minute phone call. And I didn't even tell Hollywood where the track was. He said yes, which was then followed by, I said, well, if we got Hollywood, we had this guy on the show that has this huge trailer. He was super awesome. And he told me to tell him anytime I know about an event, let him know. So following day, we called a gentleman by the name of Rob Lane. You might have heard about him and his massive, amazing rolling museum. And that was, I think, even a shorter phone call. And he said, absolutely. And for those tuning in, Rob's out of Texas and I'm in Michigan. He was, didn't even ask. He just was in. I can't appreciate that. Those guys. So we were off and running. And after that, it was like, what are we going to do? What else can we add to this? We had legends coming. Vintage bike show. We tossed in vintage bike show, a pro-am, a vintage open race for money. We had a style check, and this all went off Sunday. And it was my first time diving into that vintage world, Arthur. And it's amazing. And I really can't wait to go to some other vintage events, whether they're just bike shows, or a Coop Fest, Dirty Fest, like Rob's stuff, his barbecue, something like that. I can't wait to get to the next one already.
Yeah, like the vintage shows, like I didn't get a good taste of that until I went to the Vintage Nationals. What was that, 3-4 years ago? When they had it at Hardesty, and I was like, okay, yeah, I like the old school stuff. And then I went to Coop Fest 2 years ago, last year, and like my very first experience of seeing so many bikes in one area. I mean, like 3 different warehouses, man, bikes that I've never ever seen, but like I knew it was like some of the old vintage from the 70s, 80s, like, and even the scooters. Never even thought that like GT would make scooters. I knew
Right.
Mongoose made scooters back then, but like, man, they were awesome.
There was some of the dyno ones at this show that
Ooh,
like they had mirrors under them, showing them off. Yeah,
man.
it was really cool. Like, I only seen that stuff in car shows, so very, very cool to see the displays that these people had. I mean, we've seen Rob's trailer. Casey BMX came out with Rob, Kevin Cleveland, and he had a beautiful display, easy up canopy with this backdrop and this cool sidewall that was piped and draped along with the way everything's set up. And it was really, really awesome to watch how everyone has their own little setup, their own little way that they do all their vintage things, the camaraderie, the friendships, the way that people are really keeping the heritage of BMX in that world is next to nothing. And it, I don't think there's a handshake. I think everybody hugs. Am I
Yeah.
wrong? Yeah, just a real eye-opening, fun time. And like I got to meet Bill Allen, who this year I took my daughter to the movie for the first time. And she got to meet him. We got to hang out, Redline Rob's trailer, meet Rob, who I've had on the show twice. Finally meet Hollywood after years. And it was like I've known the guy our whole life. And then we met Kevin, Don, and so many other people that just keep giving back effort tirelessly to this sport. It's amazing what a subculture within BMX has that I didn't even know.
Yeah. I mean, so last year, of course, it was the first time for me meeting Hollywood Mike Miranda. They're at the Vintage Nationals, and you know I've seen him on your show. I've heard his voice over at Beer Budget, but like it was really cool to see the guy that just took himself out twice in the rad.
And still got third.
Yeah, apparently. but
Yeah.
but it was cool to meet some of those legends. Like I got to finally meet Stu Thompson. I got to meet, of course, Cash Matthews. Been over in the Tulsa area. Got to hang out with him a little bit. Got some of these old school legends that's around, and got to meet Harry Larry before he passed away. Um, yeah, like a lot of really cool legends that I got to meet over the last couple years. And last year I got to put on the Northwest Arkansas BMX vintage show, and that went better than I ever expected. We had 42 bikes and 38 signed up for the show. That was bigger than the Grand's vintage show. So
Really?
it was so awesome. I think we had 32 bikes for the Grand show. So we outdid the
Wow.
Grand show. So
we landed with 126 bikes registered in our vintage bike show, with probably triple that there. Just show they didn't enter into the show. It just we set up an area where like, yeah, it's never going to get. We're fine. We got plenty of room, and it just people just kept coming. We did this money open race for the vintage bikes, and we had 25 people get in. I mean, they took their vintage bikes and raced them. That was what you had to do. And I don't think we had $550 plus a $50 hole shot from BMX Rocks Photography, Arthur, for payout.
oh wow.
Yeah. And so um, it was real quick. I got to thank Emma, Brooke, and Jason Kavner, along with Craig Dragna, and especially and Melissa for helping me with jumping into this vintage show and race, getting it all organized. they were helping me write motos and sort money for payouts and everything. So thank you guys so much. With we had 25 riders. It said 4 motos, 2 transfer. It was a great time. We kept it fun. So everybody got in the gate for the first moto. Everyone's all serious. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I was on the microphone announcing, trying to do my best Rick Carter impression. I said, whoa, whoa, back up. And we tossed Rob Lane one end of the rope, and DJ Damon Tucson had the other end of the rope. They had to do a rope start for the qualifying rounds. So we went a little old school on them. And people were hooting, hollering. It was a fun time. The main event came. We did use the gate, and RP BMX got one of them big old fancy electric barrel gates. So that was fun. There's the old and the new, right, in one picture.
Yeah.
And it was really rad watching that race. And the track was super loud. Also going on that day, we had I think it finished out about $2,300 pro-am, 14 and over pro-am.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to rub it in or anything, but they had 21 people get in, so the vintage showed up and showed out. Yeah, they had a little bigger payout. But that day we had that going on. We had a style check in between round 2 and 3 with BMX Rocks Photography. We invited everybody out for a little style check. Do your turn bars and your old school style, and you'll see some pictures posted over at BMX Rocks for the style check here in a few days that are shared on our page. And we did our vintage race. They have a separate Strider track at our Richfield Park BMX where Mike Miranda and the legendary Dennis Yogi Ibarra, he races the national circuit and cruiser for Daylight. He was announcing, and the two of them, Arthur, that was as close as I might have come to peeing my pants listening to 2 people announce. And look, Roy Ball and Rick are on another level. And then there's this other different level with Hollywood and Dennis Ibarra. And I'm telling you, the entire facility was tuned in and zoned in on those little kids pushing the bikes with those 2 announcing.
Man. Yeah, of course. I know Yogi. Whenever I started like going on the national circuit, I was supposed to be on the national team, but of course, like within 2 months of being on that team, it got disbanded. But me and him was on that team. We got introduced to each other at Grands that year. But I see him every once in a while. But man, he's a great guy all the way around.
Hardest working man at BMX right there. This guy comes out right after work, puts his hours in on the track. And Miranda said it last night over on Beer Budget. They had to pry a shovel out of his hand by trading him for a PBR. So, yeah, that's Dennis, man. He's a rad dude. This young man, 72 years old, still does nationals as he's in his 20s. Works like he's still grinding in his 30s, and works and goes out and rides his bike. He's a heck of a guy.
Hey, yeah, and of course you shared a picture earlier of you and Hollywood. That's a good picture.
That's when we were high-fiving.
Yeah.
So Hollywood was my first and still is my favorite BMXer, courtesy of that movie Rad, which I borrowed from a video store and never returned. And I got into the sport well after Hollywood was done racing, but Rad was my first bit of BMX in 95 or 96. I was like, this dude's cool. He's got a sweet mustache and wears pink outfits. Like, that's pretty cool. And always from then on, I've had posters, pictures, and things. So to meet him, that was a pretty special moment. And then to have him, I was announcing something as I was walking across the track in that picture, and he came out and took the microphone from me and thanked everybody and gave me some kudos. So it really meant a lot. And, what makes it even more special for me was all the people that were there. They're all friends. Actually more of them are like family than friends, as you know this as you are in this sport. And being able to share that with my daughter, my other daughter, Melissa, and our BMX family, and to bring it all full circle. My best bud that got me into BMX racing was there. So we had a moment with Hollywood where Kenny, who got me into BMX, got to meet Hollywood, who he looked up to too. So that's the part of that vintage stuff that happens, that you get to share those moments. And we really, Arthur, we really only missed a couple things, and it's something you do really good promoting on your show. You got any idea of what we're missing in this event that we really, really wish we could have had?
I'm not really sure about that.
Side hack racing, buddy.
Oh, there was no
Man,
side hacks?
No. I put you have like I think if you were watching, I put a call out for him. Like anyone that's got one, bring him. And we couldn't dig out a side hack. So I am working double time from now until the next event. We're going to get ourselves some side hacks up here in Michigan and get some side hack racing. And when we do this again, we will definitely have the Northwest Arkansas BMX podcast show here for that event.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, like, man, that would be really cool because, like, I've never actually raced as far. I raced far north as Kansas City. I've never been to Minnesota, Nebraska. That'd be really cool.
Well, you got a place to crash, and I mean, if Rob's out, we'll just leave you in this trailer. They got the camp at the track, and shoot, most of us has never even been able to do that, and we've been going out there for 20 or 30 years.
Man. Oh.
And those guys, Don, Rob, Casey, and Mike, they're second to none. First class all the way. I watched these guys talk to everybody. They treated everybody as if they've known them for their entire lives. They signed everything. They talked to everybody. Rob was never stopped showing that trailer off, and the enthusiasm that they all have for vintage just gave me it topped off the gas tank for me and got me fired up again and more, because it's a whole different side of BMX, and I love it. Can't wait to be involved in more parts of this, do more events. It just really put BMX in a different perspective for me that I hadn't seen, and I'm excited to get to Dirty Fest, to Rob's event, Coop Fest, and the rest of Frogtown, and so on, because they're a lot of fun, man. And I really encourage anyone listening, new school, old school, mid school, whatever you are, if you're doing the BMX thing, you're still racing, make some time, get out there, go to some of these, just a couple of these vintage races, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, California, they have Frogtown, Dirty Fest. A lot of people on the West Coast knows about that event and knows how big that event is. Of course, people in the Midwest, South Central, knows about Coop Fest. A lot of really cool old school stuff going on there. And then, like, this event this past weekend, like, it's huge. And that's what I think. And I talked about this more on my podcast, but, like, if we had more events like this and let it grow, man, BMX would be right as it was back in the 80s.
Yeah, and I see that. I see these events growing, Arthur, a lot. They're you don't need a ton to make it happen, and they're very laid back, relaxed, not as rigid. I felt, and I mean, we first time ever, and I have no idea what the head count. I can tell you it's well over 300 bikes there. We had 54 motos in our USA BMX race. For us, it was a single point local race. And that here in Michigan that's a state, that's our state qualifier number. We don't run opens at our state races. So like that's a state race level amount. And they were full motos, like they had 5, 6, 7 people in those motos also. So these weren't like a ton of just, like a total point races. It was just a great day all around out there. And you know, each part of that, like the USA BMX racing world, along with the vintage world, each fed off each other at this event. It was really neat to see. Nice to see that cross and people, the new schoolers. We had, I think, 4 kids under 15 that were that raced the Vintage Open.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
like at Coop Fest, we had at least 5 new riders that showed up from that wasn't there before, and like 3 of them was under. No, 4 of them was under 14, and gosh, it was just awesome just to get to see the new generation get to race all these vintage bikes.
Yeah. And how interesting, when you're in person and you're pushing your bike that you race in the current form of racing, and you push it past like a 89 Haro or something, and you see what BMX is, that what the frames have turned into now. That was really cool because we set up so we could do the registration, so I could look at all the bikes right out in front of me, and it blew me away seeing. And especially, and then you have Rob's trailer, right? So you can walk through that and see that the awesome old school stuff there. But wow, how far we've come in like 40 years, right?
Yeah, like 50. I still have 3 of my vintage bikes hanging up here in the garage. I have my like 85 Team Murray track certified, which $14 on Craigslist. And then of course 83 Diamondback Super Viper I recently bought. And then my 82 AMF Legend, which the AMF Legend and the Team Murray, yeah, bottom line bikes, but whenever I got offered a deal on the Diamondback Super Viper, that was a full circle for me because right after I started racing on a DK General Lee in my first race, I actually found a Diamondback bike at a bike shop, local bike shop down the street, and racing a Diamondback at my first grands to now racing a Diamondback at a vintage race. It comes full circle for me.
That's awesome. I'm going to do my best to not dive in and start building old bikes because as Alanya Peno told me the other week, we were moving things around in our garage. We have 9 bikes between the two of us. So we don't. We're going to do our best. Now, if I can get my hands on a '95 green Auburn CRX 20, it's game over. There we go, full tilt. I got my one unicorn there. Hey, I know you have other people calling in, Arthur, and first and foremost, congratulations again on your 1-year anniversary. Please keep up the work. We enjoy it. And as I said, there's not a chance that I will stop talking trash in your chat with everyone else that joins you. We appreciate everything you're doing for the sport and what you're doing. And again, I want to take your show and thank the volunteers at all these tracks, the TOs, the gate starters, the scorers, the concession people. Without those people that step up week after week or when you can, our sport doesn't exist. So thank you. It does not go unnoticed. We appreciate you and all you that share the word of BMX. We really appreciate you. And again, congratulations, my man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for everything that you guys do. Like I said, all things BMX, beer budget. Man, it's been an amazing 1 year. And
ooh, one thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry to interrupt. I wouldn't interrupt you if it wasn't brought on by a living legend. Mike, I did not send him the video because I never got that video. Please send him the video. Mike has a special gift for you that he personally made with the assistance of Halana Pena and Chris and I. So he'll send you this here in a minute, and I'm going to jump off. And if Mike, you can send that, or if you need his phone number again, I will gladly give you his phone number again because I want to see your reaction when you get to see this. All right.
All right.
All right. I'm going to jump off again. Congratulations, and please keep up the hard work. We appreciate it. Have a great show.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Oh man. Man, that was awesome having Justin on here. Like I said, it was really cool with watching my first mixed open show with beer budget, all things BMX at a campground, and it went from there. And wow. And of course, the event up there in Michigan, fantastic. Man, going from the BMX ground roots to now. Man. Think I know we have another caller. Talked earlier, but he'll be tuning in pretty soon. But yeah, wow. It's amazing that my journey in BMX, just started wanting to race motocross to just going to a little track in Low, Arkansas, racing, and here I am. That's what 14 years, and it's pretty cool to meet all these people, meet legends that I never knew existed. Rad, for example, I didn't get to watch Rad until 2016. Of course, went down to the 30th anniversary in Little Rock, got to meet Bill Allen. Yeah, like that's pretty cool. On this way, K. What's up, Kevin Cleveland? Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. Hey, man, I enjoyed racing the pit bike racer at Coop Fest. Last 3-4 years I went to vintage shows to race pit bike. You're the one that I raced against. What's up, Jim Price? Short rib, what is up? All right, is this the video? This must be. I can already tell this, but we're gonna just release the audio. Of course, like this might be posted on the page a little bit later on, but I like to see what this is.
Yeah, Arthur. Congratulations on 1 year for the Northwest Arkansas BMX podcast. Happy anniversary.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, Mike Miranda. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my gosh. That's oh, gosh. Oh. Coming out of Porta Potty 6 with a goose. What in the name of thanks, Mike. Thanks. That made my day, man. That made my day. Like I said, I'm gonna put that on the page right after the show, but I'm speechless. And it's a Monday night. Come on. Oh man, Carter, I think you love this one. He's coming straight out of Porta Potty 6 just with a goose. He has like a mini sombrero. Oh man, Mike Miranda, Hollywood, man. Woo! Oh man. Okay, you made my day. You made my week. But woo. Rick, if you want to give that call in button, the call in, go ahead. The hotline is on. Anyone that wants to tune in, call in. The hotline's open. If you don't know how to hit the hotline button, just go to the Facebook Messenger chat. Of course, you can find me on my personal page or the podcast page. Hit the little call phone icon and call into the show. Man. Oh man. Thanks, Hollywood. Thanks. It's Daisy the Duck. Man, it has a name. What is up, Jenny Joe? What is up? Man, what? Whew. Man. A lot of stuff going down, of course, we got Worlds coming up. We got a couple side hack races coming up. We even have the Northwest Arkansas Vintage BMX show coming up here in October. That's going to be fun. And a lot of good topics coming off of No Holds Barred. Oh, the hotline is on. Northwest Arkansas BMX podcast.
What's up, Arthur?
Oh,
Thunder, baby. What's going on, Homer?
What?
Congratulations on 1 year, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Hell yeah. I heard Dustin wasn't wearing his pants, so I figured I'd take my pants off too. Now, now that means Dan has to have his pants off when they go live later tonight after you. Okay, so we're just throwing out the gauntlet, dude. It's a no pants kind of Monday. Okay, so Dan better have only the top part of his overalls on tonight, is what I'm saying.
Oh no,
dude! Yeah, no, dude. Been a busy day, been a busy weekend, and everything. But Arthur, I always appreciate you. Busy doing art shows and stuff, like Justin being so busy doing with their vintage weekend, and I just got Ricky out the door. He's off to Worlds. He flies out here in 4 hours to go to Brisbane and everything. So got that all under wraps. But here we are on a Monday watching you celebrate your 1 year, bro. And it's been good watching you grow. I like seeing a little bit more banners. The NWA banner behind you, it fits. You need a little bit more. And I like the little district mom poster.
I was wondering if you'd seen that.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. It's almost like people sitting in the outfield at a ball game or something, or like at WWF. Everybody holds up the signs on Monday Night Raw. It's just like, we need district moms. It's just like, I'm like, that's perfect, dude. I love it. See, it's corny shit like that. That's what makes a show, dude. That is good stuff, brother. But dude, super proud of you, Arthur. You've come a long way, man. And you're holding it down out there for your neck of the woods there in the lower states, and the big thing is you and we've come a long way in a short time. With you doing the podcast now too. And we first met, we were competitors competing on side hacks.
Yeah.
and now you're part of the podcast family. I mean, you joined a big group of us. You know, not a lot of people can do the podcast thing, but you know, it's fun. It's addicting as hell. You know, I mean, heck, you know, all things and us at the beer show, we've been doing it for 6 years, dude. And to say it's not fun is definitely a freaking an understatement, you know. And now, I mean, for you to make it a year, I mean, you're in it for the long haul, dude. So, you know, you made it this far, and I don't see you going away, you know. So I'm really proud of you, Arthur. You know, and especially like, you know, you put together your little vintage weekend you had out there not a while back that you were talking about with Justin, you know, and that's good. You know, that's, I mean, the BMX communities need stuff like that, you know, and hopefully, like I said, and I put in the chat, you know, more of them keep popping up and everything, you know, and with people like you out there supporting everything. I mean, you just kicked off a 2-race series for Side Hacks. You know, hey, something's better than nothing. You know, you couldn't, you know, you guys had that thing down there in Gretna with Going Rogue a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now you just added another 2-race little series. You know, starting off small. Hey, we've all started off small. You know, and for you to go and keep doing that, and it's you're putting the good foot forward, dude, and you're doing a hell of a job, my man. Really proud of you,
man. It's just been a heck of a journey, you know, over the past year, trying to learn things. Of course, with the 2 Side Hack race coming up, you know, I took a little bit of advice from David Ramey and Nate over there at Torker. Of course, they won't be able to do the Heat Wave series this year, you know, with the 50th year anniversary of Torker. So I was like, well, I don't have enough time to put on a whole series. So they told me, hey, just do like a one-off Side Hack race. It'll be better that way. You know, it takes a lot of stress away. Of course, like I want, in the same sentence, I want to get our racers, our Side Hacks around here ready for Grands. You know, if they have it at Grands.
And that's if Grands has it. You know, I mean, unless you get somebody like Sand Springs that throws it in there again, you know, like they did last year. You know, but I'm pretty sure somebody will have a Side Hack race, you know, come around Grands time.
Yeah, and when in doubt, I think Sand Springs will step back up and do that again, because it adds the excitement and the fun last year. Of course, Grands, it's always fun to ride on the Grands track with the Side Hacks. You know, get a lot of those people watching, cheering, but you know, it was way more fun at Sand Springs.
Oh yeah, it was cold as hell, but we had a blast. You know, and Sand Springs did a hell of a job. So, but you never know with what USA BMX is going to do. You know, hopefully it ends up and they do it again this year. But I mean, you never know. You know, but as long as you're getting some Side Hack races there locally, you know, that's all you can ask for, bro. You know, you can't. You know, a little bit is better than nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and you know, you gotta go and get what you can get, because like you never know if they might shut you down, or get canceled. Just like Paul Heyman said, like at his speech, they can cancel me as many times they want, but I can come back as many times I want.
Yeah, no, and that's for sure. You know, and then the thing is too, is like, you know, it. So what? We've been doing the show 6 years. It's literally taken us 6 years to grow the Side Hacks back to almost where they used to be right now here on the West Coast. Like it's taken a lot of time and a lot of work. You know, you're just now starting out doing it, you know, and you've already made some waves and making some moves and getting these races out there along with Dan and Donnell. You know, you give it some time and it's gonna grow. It's gonna catch on, you know. So you just keep chomping away at it and doing what you're doing. It's gonna be fine, you know. I mean, like that's the biggest thing. You just got to keep thriving and pushing forward with it, you know, because that's what me and Mike did, and you know, and I mean, and heck, and it's just you. You know, you're out there freaking making the waves and everything on your own over there in the Arkansas area. And big cahoots. And like you said, doing the show and meeting people and getting your name out there and spreading the different events and talking to tracks, it's awesome, dude. That's the best part of the whole sport. Out there, there's always somebody to meet and there's always something to learn from. That's the best thing.
Yeah, and
that's why I love doing it.
It was pretty cool, talking with Justin, like him just jumping into the vintage side of BMX, and it's really cool because you get to see some of your heroes from back in the day. You get to see the new generation that's just now stepping into the vintage scene. I tried to, a few years ago, they had a vintage race there at Mays County. You had to be at least 30 years older to race. But, there was a couple of us that were under 30 and wanted to race the vintage guys. We got out there during the vintage practice, and we were just having a good time. And some sorts, I don't think it would be fair for that 30-year-old age limit, because like the vintage event and race is for everybody.
Right.
So.
See, it all depends too on how many people you end up kind of getting, as far as like signups and stuff go, because a lot of the times at a lot of the vintage races, it's the era of the bike, like you're talking about the Diamondback Vipers, the Team Murrays, it's like you get those eras and it's like, it's pretty much at any age group kind of thing. It's the era of the bike. Yeah. It's not like regular motos, like for Moto Maker, for the regular racing side of it. It goes by the era of what you're racing, not so much as the age limit that everybody's accustomed to. And that's what a lot of people don't realize until they get to a vintage event where it's like, oh, you're racing from 80s, early 80s to late 80s is like the bracket, right?
Yeah.
And it could be kids that are from 10 years old to people that are 40 years old,
Yeah. And so like, okay, Coop Fest, for example, we had just a cruiser group. It was either 90s or older. And then you had your 80s 20-inch class. You had your mono shot class. You had your side hat class. It was kind of cool to see like every single vintage bike lineup on one of the old gates for the ABA Grands. Of course, we're going to be doing something cool here. And of course, the event that I put on last year here in Springdale, and I'm putting it on again this year in October. Me and my crew started talking about this crazy idea, and like, it's insane, Rick. So
crazy ideas are good.
Okay.
Crazy ideas are really good.
So
they work.
Basically, during the vintage show, we're going to have a pump track race going on. So the question was, what if we had a ET race on the pump track? And I never mentioned this, but this is dropping on this show because, this is a really cool thing. So basically, like the movie E.T., you have your bicycle, you have a milk crate, and you have a little E.T. doll. And the thing is, you have to make it all the way around the track without the doll falling out of the basket. And I thought, man, that would be a great idea. And of course, adding the vintage class to the pump track race.
Yeah.
Like,
man, that's pretty cool. We're talking about crazy ideas. When you said you're having an ET race, I'm sitting here thinking, like, yeah, an ET race, real life ET race. I'm like, you got to put your homeboy on the handlebars and go down the first straightaway and try to make it into turn one with somebody on your handlebars. Now, that would be cool. That would be freaking great.
I'll add that to my book.
On the starting gate with one of your homies on the freaking handlebars, bro. It's just like, okay, hold on, bro. Here we go.
Hey, we can make that happen.
I mean, unless you got a midget like me and put me in a milk crate on your handlebars. I mean, now that'd be some funny shit.
Oh man, that would be funny. Seeing Rick Carter just going down the first straightaway in a little
wrap me in a blanket and shit, dude. That'd be cool. That'd be funnier than hell.
Dan, please get an AI picture of this one because I think I want to buy a T-shirt.
Don't worry, Dan. I'm sure Dan could probably make something up in AI or something with that. You know how Dan is with AI. By the time him and Donnell do the show, they'll probably have an AI version of me wrapped in the blanket on a freaking on a basket on a 3-wheel bike or something.
Oh man.
Strapped to a minivan or on top of the porta potty or a covered wagon, or you never know.
Oh man. And like I started thinking about the whole T-shirt idea with the district mom and the van with the porta potty on top. Of course, me and Dan's talked about that in person, and you know, I think it'll be a great idea to start getting those shirts made.
Yeah, no pants either on the ET race. That's what Justin said.
I know. Oh my
no
gosh. Dadgum Justin.
We're all going to Texas, apparently.
The hell.
Yeah, no, Arthur, I just want to get on and tell you congratulations. I'm proud of you, dude. You know, especially you and I, we've come a long way. We've battled and bumped bars on the track, and we get to do all these shows and talk and meet people and talk BMX and enjoy the sport we love. And I'm just really happy for you, brother. You know, and keep on grinding, man.
Yeah, and a huge thanks to you for of course, year before I got to be on the Mix Open show with you guys at Grants. I got to watch you guys.
Oh, it's fun, bro. Well, it's addicting, man. I mean, you get a taste of it. I mean, there's a lot of people that they don't know what they're getting into, dude, when I bring them onto a Mixed Open. Be like, yeah, you're live with me and Justin. They're like, Justin? Oh, yeah, he's in Michigan. We're telecasting. They're like, what? I go, yep. People have no idea what they're getting in for, dude, when they jump in on a Mixed Open when we're at the Gate 9 tent, dude. I mean, and look at you now, a year later.
Oh, man. Going rogue, Dan. Thong approved? Come on. You're killing me here.
Dude, the chat room's on fire, dude.
Dude, I never seen it on fire like this, man. It's up in smoke.
Oh, dude, that's funnier than hell.
But yeah, of course, I got to see you guys when you did your first show there at Grants, with the big belts. And then, of course, like I said, 2 years ago, got to watch you guys live. And then last year, get to be a part of that. It's been pretty awesome. And you've helped me along the way throughout this year.
Yeah, hey, that's what we do. We all help each other, man. I mean, that's what it is. Having it's one thing being in the BMX family, and then being a part of the podcast family. The podcast family is a whole different freaking ballgame.
Oh yeah,
it's something extra than just BMX. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the relationships are a lot tighter, even though the ones in BMX. I mean, they're pretty much. I mean, it's the same but different. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, thanks to you guys, you, Mike, and then Justin Tompkins, Chris Spears, Helena. You guys helped me a whole lot through this entire year, just building the show.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hey, dude, it's a good time, and we enjoy it, and it's fun. I mean, it's just a lot of people don't understand on how fun it is. Being able to go and talk, and you see everything on social media, and it's just it's news, and people are like, well, it's just BMX. Yeah, it's just BMX, but there's still there's media, there's news out there. There's stuff to talk about. Why not hype it up? Why not talk about it?
Oh yeah,
it's a sport. Every other sport has podcasts and ESPN and all the other stuff. There's no reason why BMX can't have the same thing and not have a handful of different podcasts throughout the different states supporting and pumping up their regions and promoting their tracks and their events, because an event in your area or an event in Texas or up in Michigan or here in California might be an idea for a track somewhere else, and they get, like a struggling track, and they might get an idea, where those tracks are always trying to make ends meet, like they're barely making it, like one of the lower end tracks, and they might just get an idea from one of our shows, and it could end up helping them a lot to where it's like it makes or breaks them, on surviving like their season, because there's a lot of tracks out there that are barely making it, because like logistically where they're located, they might not have the moto count and all that stuff, and like they're barely making ends meet. All it takes is that one idea to get something going, and to come up with an event, and then next thing you know, like they put on an event and it changes their season for them, and it ends up being just like such a blessing, and that's the goal. That's the whole thing of doing all of this. Is spreading the word of BMX, man. You don't want to see BMX go away. Yeah. You don't want to see these tracks go away and get houses built on top of old trails or this, that, or the other. We want to keep it going, for everybody else.
Yeah, of course, you guys heard me say this like several times early on in the early shows. The story about my home track that got dozed and like three years ago, and right now it's just a setting field. That's all it is. And
it makes no sense. I know your local got bulldozed 3 years ago and it's still empty. It's just like shit like that is just aggravating. It's my local track back in the Bay Area where I grew up is just a field now. Like it's a fire hazard. They bulldozed it and everything, and it's just a field. You drive right by it, and the tool shed is still there, and the light poles and everything are still there, but it's all flat, and it's just a field.
Yeah,
and it was one of the most iconic freaking tracks back in the day. Like, Greg Romero, Charles Townsend, like all of them big cats, like that was their stomping grounds. And it's crazy. But anyway, Arthur, I'm going to jump off, dude. I wanted to just tell you congratulations and tell you I'm proud of you, man. And it's always a pleasure watching your show. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And anytime you need help, I'm always here. And you always got Justin, you got Dan, Donnell. We're always here for you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks, man. Like I said, I do appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Arthur, have a great rest of your show, bro. I'm going to jump on off and let everybody else chime in and enjoy the rest of your evening, man.
All right.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, later.
Later.
Oh, man. A little good chat with the Thunder Midget. Get back in the chat. And the chat's blowing up tonight. It's blowing up more than it usually is. So
hotline is on.
Oh, whoops. That was my bad. Where is the chat? Yeah, that's a good one, Justin. Yeah, so I seen a little clip of that, Jenny Joe. About Duck Dynasty being down there at Twin City. That's a great exposure. That was really cool. I didn't get to see the whole episode, but I got to see like a little bit of them trying to build a BMX track out of scrap. And I was like, that's kind of a death trap for crying out loud. They need some help from Twin City there. Oh yeah. Man, I don't know. Is Hollywood still in the chat? If he is, come on, call in. Of course, we got about a good 45 minutes until the second show of Monday night, Going Rogue BMX podcast with Dan and Donnell. If you guys haven't checked them out, check them out. Great show right after here. So we always do the doubleheader on Monday nights. So yeah, and I think they're going to be answering a bunch of questions about the BMX tracks and whatnot. Ho ho! Hollywood's at the wheel. Thanks, Donnell. Like I said, all you guys in the podcast, Justin said it, Rick said it. You know, a lot of people don't know what happens behind the scenes for podcasts. Pretty much, we all go on No Holds Bar. We look at what's going on at nationals. You know, we see the good and we see the bad, and of course these cool legends, guests for the shows. Yeah, it's really cool. But you know, we do it for all you guys, keeping everyone entertained, especially on a Monday, on a Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. It's really cool. Thanks, Jenny Joe. But like I said earlier, you know, we got some topics here for tonight. Of course, Worlds is coming up. It's coming up quick. I think today was like the first day of practice in Australia. So I seen this somewhere. I don't know if it was No Holds Bar. Somebody randomly posted it, but the world champion of last year went down. What's going on there? Like I seen him in a brace. Man, Arthur Pillard from Great Britain goes down. That's insane. So like, if he's not able to race the world championship, does that leave the world championship title up for grabs this year? And you know who's going to get that? You know that's going to be interesting to see. You know how the next 2 weeks plays out for worlds. Yeah, and of course I looked at the numbers for the amount of riders going to worlds. And you know, if you don't look at No Holds Bar, go check that out. You know, it has all the stats of how many riders from every country. You know, of course, Australia, they're going to have the biggest amount of riders. They're going to have the most out of everybody. You know, they're coming in at number one with 1,222 riders. You know, right there with New Zealand, which 344 riders. United States coming in with the 3 spot with 251 riders. We got a bunch of riders going to Worlds. But yeah, you know, of course, Ricky Carter, Rick Carter's son, Tay Thomas, Rob McCauley, they're all gone. Uh-oh. Oh. Northwest Arkansas BMX podcast. You're live on the hotline.
Arthur.
Yo, what is up?
You there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think we got the technology working. Are you there, Arthur?
Yeah, we are here. We're live.
We are live. We are live from the Red Line Traveling Museum. We got Rob Lane passed out in the passenger seat, so I'm talking a little quieter. We got Mike Hollywood Miranda at the wheel guiding this ship back to Texas. Me sitting in the back seat holding down the fort. First of all, congratulations. Happy anniversary, my friend.
Thanks, man. I really do appreciate it.
I got to tell you, we've had an amazing 3 days of BMX fun and memories. It's just been awesome. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what you were saying as far as what this interest in reigniting the vintage BMX stuff. I mean, me and you, we first connected I think at Coop Fest 2 years ago, right?
No, it was actually the Vintage Nationals at for the pit bike race.
Yeah, okay. But since that time, every event I've gone to, I've seen, we were talking about the younger racers, I've seen when you give these kids an opportunity to do something fun and they jump all over it. And, every time I've gone to one, be it at Coop Fest or Tulsa or Dirty Fest, I'm seeing more and more young riders saying, hey, I want to do that, and getting out there and getting the action. And it's something that's pretty awesome. So to me, the secret is give them something fun to do. They'll come and they'll do it. It's give them the opportunity.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like one of our racers from Northwest Arkansas. He now lives in Tulsa, but he just wanted to come out and race side hack. But he looked at my bike and said, "Hey, could I race the vintage race?" I'm like, go for it. He jumped on a bike and dude, he won the 80s class, which was it was so cool.
I saw the same thing up at Coop Fest. I got a Schwinn Sting competition when I was up there, and one of the young kids there wanted to race, didn't have a bike, and I was like, have at it. He took that thing and tuned it up and went out there and sent it. I mean, he was just killing it out there, catching all sorts of crazy air and smoking everybody. Well, I mean, literally just blazing down the track. It was awesome to see. He loved it. I mean, afterwards, let kids jump on the Cos Cruiser, run it down. They were having a time getting on the bikes and getting on that track.
Actually, I think we're talking about the same guy, Caleb Strecker, because I had a race against him. He's the one he's the one that tuned up my bike too. Yeah, so like me and Caleb Strecker, we grew up with each other racing. I remember when he was a little kid. Was at my second race. It was fun, his dad's track operator here in Northwest Arkansas. Yeah, it was fun getting to watch him just ride on the old school bikes.
Yeah. Well, we saw a lot of that up at the event in RP BMX. I mean, they did a great job putting that event together, making it available. And I think Justin shared I think they had 24 folks signed up for the vintage race. And we were running, I think, 3 or 4 motos, and it was just awesome to see that many people on there. I think they kept it nice and simple. 2000 and older, so it makes it easy for someone to get in a bike and participate. You get a decent number of people participating. Don't get too crazy with too many classes just to get things going, but like I was saying in the chat, I definitely want to see some pit bike. I love me some side hack action, but I'd like to see some pit bike action there next year as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, heck, the last few years I've raced with you, I've enjoyed the heck out of the pit bike racing.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And now that I've got my National Pro with my little pit bike hacks in it, that thing's a dream to run on the track with its almost 22-inch top tube. So it's like a 20-inch bike with 16-inch wheels. Man,
when I seen that at Coop Fest, man, that was the sickest little bike I've seen by far.
Yeah, Skirto did a good job on that. Yeah, I got to thank him for hooking me up with that bike. That was a solid bike.
And of course, us racing Coop Fest there with the pit bikes. That wreck there with me and Guy Cooper.
Ooh, that was nasty.
That was a
nasty one.
I mean, I was right behind you guys, and you guys caught air. You guys went sideways. I had nowhere to go when I hit Guy Cooper head on.
Yeah, I paused for a second and looked back, but Mike says never stop. Mike said keep going. But everybody was still moving, so I kept going.
Man, I still feel bad about that, but like that night I came back and Guy comes out there with his wife, and of course I'm set up there across from his garage, and Guy's like, he's the one that did it. And Wanda Cooper, she just shoved Guy forward like she didn't want nothing to do with it.
Oh man.
But you know, it was good to be a part of Coop Fest this year and last year. You know, of course, some unfortunate events went down at Coop Fest this year, but of course, I'm hoping to be there next year.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Well, again, I wanted to wish you a happy anniversary. I think someone may want to say a quick hello.
All right.
I'm gonna say, hey, Redline Rob coming at you.
What is up?
Listening to you guys is awesome. It's been a really good show, bud.
Man, thanks.
We had a blast up there at RP BMX. Those guys did a fantastic job. I mean, I couldn't believe the amount of people that were at that track and how smoothly everything ran and how big the bike show was, and just a solid bunch of BMXers up there. And we're definitely going back. That was an awesome weekend for us, and we're still talking about it in the truck.
Oh yeah. Like,
and congratulations to you for your anniversary. That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Very cool.
I started small and now I'm here. I met so many people along the way. Of course, you guys traveling with the Redline Museum. Like I met you guys was at Vintage Nationals in 22, I believe. And man, it's just been awesome ever since.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see you. Hopefully we'll see you August 8th at the Redline Summer Tour Show in Springtown.
Well,
Springtown, Texas.
You said August 8th, right?
August 8th, Springtown, Texas. Absolutely.
Actually, I'll be
actually go to redlinebmx.com and pull up all the information on it.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I'll be out of country on vacation. I'll be doing a podcast show from overseas.
Wow, that'll be cool.
So I get to do a 2-part podcast show over in Japan. So that's gonna be awesome.
Well, maybe we'll call in live from the Redline pool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not a problem. KC will. Well, Miranda wants to say hi, but he's driving, so I'm going to say hi for him. Mike says hi to all you guys. Super proud of you guys. And I'm going to get the phone back to KC because I've got to crash for about an hour before I got to drive again.
All right.
All right, Arthur, you rocks, man.
Thanks,
and
man.
Stay dirty, my friend.
Oh, I will.
All right, Arthur. Again, congratulations, man, and look forward to seeing you soon. You guys have a great rest of the show. We're going to check out. Take care, brother.
All right. Thanks, man. Man, live from the Redline Museum traveling truck. And that's awesome. You know, those guys right there. Like I said, my first time I seen the Redline Museum, I think it was like Vintage Nationals 2022. It's 2022, 2023. It's one of the years. But anyway, you know, it was really cool seeing all the jerseys, the bikes, and then of course last year getting to meet Rob Lane in person, because I got to dive deeper into the vintage stuff, and it was kind of cool getting to handle some of those bikes, helping Rob store those bikes in the trailer. It was just awesome. So yeah, and of course Kevin, like we just talked about it. We raced pit bike against each other the last 2-3 years, and I still haven't beat him yet. Of course, I have to race side hack all in the same race. So, but yeah, it's been so cool, getting to do this podcast, getting to be a part of other people's lives, and um, yeah, it's been real fun. But yeah, getting back to like the whole world's, um, yeah, like good luck to everyone from Team USA going to represent Team USA over in Australia in the next couple weeks. Um, we got like I said, we got a 2-part show coming up here in just a few weeks. I mean, we're about 2.5 weeks away from the first part of our overseas show, which that would be August 1st, 6 p.m. on here. We're going to be coming to you live from Osaka, Japan. So it's part of the overseas show. Of course, I'm going to be on vacation. I thought might as well bring this show along, have some fun, get some call-ins. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Of course, August 10th. It'll be August 11th over there, but because it's like a 14-hour difference. August 10th, 6 p.m. We're coming to you live from the big city of Tokyo. So a lot of cool stuff going on there. Of course, we're going to have some guests call in from there. Yeah, that one's going to be fun. I've been talking about that for quite a while. That one's going to be fun. It's coming up soon. Redline Rob and Hollywood are like the BMX smoking the bandit. Who's Sheriff Justice on that, Dan? Who's Sheriff Justice? Oh man. So yeah. Vintage show coming up here in October 17th, hosted by me. Of course, Jones Center Bike Bash going on at the same time. Of course, they're going to be doing the pump track race. I gave you a little insight of some good ideas that we've been putting on for that race. And then, of course, Sunday. Drew, Gary, if you guys are on, you guys are watching, this is for you guys too, because you guys are helping me put this on. SE Ride Out, Springdale, Arkansas, October 18th. Meet at the Runway Bike Park. It's going to be a fun, rad event. Oh, man. Of course, side hack race going down here in the next few weeks. July 26th, Sand Springs BMX. Then we'll jump over to Yukon BMX during their state qualifier, August 9th. They're going to have some fun on there. I won't be able to be there August 9th. Unfortunately, I'll actually be, out of the country from the 30th all the way to the 15th. But yeah, hopefully I'll see some videos. I'll be at the Sand Springs race for sure. Yeah, man, I think we are 30 minutes away from the Going Rogue podcast. We're going to be jumping off here pretty shortly. So it gives Dan and Danielle some time to get ready for their show. And of course, for me to get ready for their show, jump in their chat. Man, it's been an amazing year. Year for the podcast. Can't wait. I mean, just like Rick said, as long as I got to my first year, it's all smooth from here. So, from me, from Springdale, Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas BMX podcast. And of course, free up storage. And of course, for the district moms everywhere, worldwide, happy 1 year anniversary, guys. Hope to see you guys in the chat for the Growing Rogue BMX podcast. See you guys there. Peace.